It is time.
Rock and roll framework around it. And this is their song, The Black Crowes Remedy, here on Galaxy Jams Reacts.
Such a peacock.
It's a nice guitar. I didn't know there was that many people in the band.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Baby, baby, why can't you sit still? Who killed that bird out on your window seat? Are you the reason that it broke its back? Tell me, did I see your face laugh about that? If I come on like a dream, will you let me show you what I mean? Will you let me come on inside? Ooh, will you let it glide? All I want is a remedy for all of the things ever me.
It reminds me of like new Led Zeppelin.
They're like the American Rolling Stones.
Please me. Baby, baby, why you dye your hair? Why you always keep from with your mother's there? So baby, why who's who? Well, baby, I know you too. Tell me, did the other children's going on you? If I come on like a dream, ooh, will you let me show you what I mean? Will you let me come on inside? Oh, will you let it slide?
I always really loved this song back in the day. The one thing I really liked about the Black Crowes is like how they kind of did mix that whole like funkiness with Southern rock. And you're right, man. Like his stage moves were totally like Led Zeppelin type stage moves. Like
And his vocals and the way that he was
Yeah.
kind of doing like this sort of like oohs and haws and doing a flow. It's the same kind of thing.
yeah, he's a great front man and wonderful to see live. Just a really, really good band all around. And then, and I know you like bands that have brothers in it, right? You always talk about that.
Yeah,
And,
because they have a leg up.
This has a band. This is a band with brothers in it. Got the guitar player and the singer.
Yeah, they have a very, very big advantage,
Yep.
because they have that connection. And then also it can be a lot harder to break up. It's easier to stay together because you're on like the same life path. It can be a lot easier to swallow if you're in the same life path with someone that you're related to like that.
What do you think, Adam?
This is really interesting for me. Like good straight up and down rock and roll.
Yep.
Everyone's doing what they need to be doing. I'm mesmerized by the video, like this top lighting, the glow effects. Like I'm a clothes guy. Everyone knows I'm a clothes guy, and like I'm just captivated by like the way that they're presenting themselves. Like they're amazing, like suits and bell bottoms, and it's taking me back to one of my weirdest tour stops where we were playing. I think it was upstate New York at like this little bar that definitely didn't seem like it was a regular spot to play music.
Right.
We played right after like the best like middle schooler blues rock musician I think I've ever seen. Like I was like, someone needs to give this kid a bigger stage. And then right after us, a band called the Fallen Starlets, shout out the Fallen Starlets, who looked like these guys, like, you know, glammed all the way up. You know, everything was super vintage and retro. And I was like, these guys are either going to be amazing or they're going to be amazing. And they went out to their van and disappeared for a while. Might have been some really hard drugs, and they came out and performed to a room of like 20 people because it wasn't well attended, and they performed like they did some really hard drugs, almost losing their pants at times, like just, you know, in
Crying on stage.
like it was visceral, it was powerful, and I'll never forget them. But like I know that they were feeling this, like they were channeling this that we're watching right now.
Yeah, Nathaniel, you mentioned that when you did a Black Crowes poster, that it was something that you really, really were proud of. Can you tell me how the Black Crowes entered your life and why they became such a big deal that you were stoked to do a poster for them?
Well, again, this it's another '90s band, and just I grew up with them. So they were. I think they did a tour with Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin. And
oh my God, that makes a lot of sense.
that was like one of the best live albums that I've ever heard. And it got me really into Led Zeppelin and also way back into the Black Crowes. And so, again, just kind of growing up with them, and they took this rock and roll path in the 90s when 311 took the reggae rap rock path. And there was also like the grunge rock. So like there was all these different ways, and this was like the old school traditional rock and roll path. You can't get away from that.
Right. It's classic.
They don't ever go out of style.
Strong words from Nathaniel Deas from Bourbon Sunday. Let's get back into it.
Yeah.
All I want is a remedy for all of the things that I would surely take enough to please thee. I need a remedy, yeah, for what is ailing me. You see, I need a remedy for what is ailing me. I need a remedy, yeah, for what's ailing me. Wow, if I only had a remedy, you see, I find it. You see, baby, I want it. You see, I find it. Oh, I really want it. You see, I need it. Oh, I really want to tell you all about it. Yeah, I want to see it. Oh, I feel I just want to shout. I need a remedy, yeah. Remedy, that's what I need.
They had to give us the riff one more time.
Yeah.
That's a nice
I've always
send-off.
liked it. I've always liked that part of the song.
Just a little button at the end.
They became quite a kind of jam band after this live, because at first, when they first came out live, they kind of just, they went out and did the songs as more of kind of a southern rock thing. And then when they did this album, I think on tour they started experimenting a little bit with that, and then they just started going off in that area. So if you ever see some of their like late 90s, early 2000s shows, they get really jammy and really go into a lot of different directions.
Usually when bands experiment with jamming, it's because they're experimenting with other things, EJ.
I think they were experimenting with those things at this time as well.
Yeah, I love how glam it was, you know. I honestly don't really know really any of their music, and so I didn't know what to expect, to be totally honest with you. And it does seem like a Led Zeppelin pass the torch type of thing, and I'm excited to listen to more. Is this like an early song by them?
This is their second album, I do believe, right? So they had their Hard to Handle song, which was a cover song that made them famous. And it had other great songs off that album, too, and that was just straight up really good rock and roll. This one, they experiment a little bit with doing some slower songs, doing some more kind of spacey stuff, trippy stuff. But yeah, I mean, it kind of through their catalog, they've got, you know, most songs are really well. Like, you know, Nathaniel was talking about his lyrics are very good. When you really listen down to what he's written and how he expresses himself, it kind of will suck you in with the lyrics. And then the music just, like with this track, it was more straightforward rock kind of funk stuff. But they tend to start getting more chilled out and more experimental with what they're doing, and kind of let songs breathe a little bit more too. But yeah, I think you'll like it. I've loved their catalog. They have definitely great songs in every album, and some of the albums are great all the way through. Like this one in particular, I think the first three to me were just stellar all the way through. And then afterwards, you know, it was great. Still to me, so I've stayed with them for a while.
What did you think, Adam?
Oh, just, you know, it just felt like a great rock and roll song. For
That's
me.
what I felt like too. It was stripped down, and it just like was what it was, and they really delivered.
Yeah.
Nice
You know,
and rough.
like Nathaniel was saying, I mean, it's just gonna stand the test of time because it's classic.
Yes, that's what I agree. It does have a very timeless sound to it.
And I want to walk through the world the way that they live in this music video. I just want to just be so unapologetic that that, you know, just lean into myself 150% and just be completely unapologetic the way that they are.
I'm just imagining being at Chipotle and they're like, do you want brown rice or white rice? And I'm just dancing around like, you know. Very cool. Well, all right. We just